Hello, my treasure hunters. How are you? Well, finally found some time to get out, do some digging. I am currently standing in front of the King Harbor sign field, and I just noticed way down at the corner there's a big sign that says no trespassing. I never saw that before. So, interesting. No one said nothing to me, and there's no fences keeping me out. But we're not doing the King Harbor sign field today. We're going to go down what we call around here the green belt. The green belt used to be the red car trolley, and that went from Redondo Beach all the way over into El Segundo, about 7 miles away. So, rumor has it that they left the tracks down, except for where a road intersection was coming through, and that's where they tore up the tracks. So we may find old trolley tracks from the early 1900s, but it's very overgrown, and they do put bark down. So I think I'm going to stick to the edges, and we'll see what we find. Let's get it. Alright, so now we're at the end, what is now the end of the red car trolley tracks. It used to extend another mile or so to Redondo Beach Pier. So unfortunately now there's a big power plant in the way and a bunch of buildings and a storage facility. So let me show you. Oh, here's the end. You can see the power plant right there and a bunch of buildings and storage. So yeah, this is what is now the end of where the trolley tracks were. So, all right, let me get my gloves on, get the machine on, and we'll get swinging. Oh, first target right off the edge here. An old can of some sort. What's left of it. Oh, really shallow too, so that's a good sign. Looks probably maybe the 40s or 50s, I don't know. So, old, that's for sure. So, alright, we're gonna keep swinging. Looking good. Alright, so you probably hear some traffic right next to a road. Getting a lot of good signals, unfortunately, because it's so heavily trafficked with people walking and jogging and walking their dogs and stuff. I did not bring my big shovel, so I'm digging with my hand digger and getting a lot of good signals, but there's a lot of roots, and a lot of these signals are very deep, but I did manage to get something out of the ground. Old Roosevelt dime, old copper clad Roosevelt. So, yep. There is stuff here. That's been down there a while to turn red like that. So, alright, I'm gonna keep going. See what we find. At least it was an old one. So, yep, at least it was an old one. So there's, the age is going back. That's good. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so just kind of working these little open spots on the side of the track. Came across this. Very cool. I don't know what it is. It's brass. May have come off of the old trolley that traveled these lines back in the early 1900s. I see some writing on the back. We'll have to clean that up and see if we can't read it. But yeah, really cool. Could have come off the old trolley that traveled these tracks. Alright, let's go. Well, here's an interesting one. Dug way down I mean, it's pretty deep. And I actually pried this thing out with my shovel and it didn't break. I'm impressed. But the interesting part is this is what the signal was. That looks like a brick to me, but it literally sets off the metal detector. So, I do know that along this trolley route, obviously there were stops. So, I don't know why this looks like a brick. I don't know why it sets off the metal detector. So, interesting. I don't know what to make of it. That was my signal. And I've been getting similar signals like that the whole time that seem to be too deep under the roots for me to dig out. So maybe this is it. I mean, it looks like a brick, but I mean, it even sets off my pinpointer. So, really odd. Oh, sorry, my hand was in the way. So, I have yet to find my tripod. I don't know where I put it. So, anybody out there know? Let me know, because I'm curious. It's not very heavy. It's not much heavier than, say, a brick of this size. You know, I got no problem, you know. I don't know. I will set that over there, and I'll grab it on the way out. All right, let's keep going. If my camera will turn off. All right, out here just digging off the sides and stuff, and got a pretty good signal underneath the roots down there, and dug this up. I don't know what it is. So, I thought it was a button, but that is deliberately notched out, but it almost looks like it has a shank on the back, so I don't know. And, a gentleman approaches me, and, I, you know, given my experiences, I, you know, was polite, you know. Turns out his son does metal detecting, and he actually lives over in that complex right there, and he saw me out here doing it, and he thought he'd come over and talk to me. And we had an awesome conversation for 15-20 minutes, and he's all, you know what, I got something I want to give you. And he said, but this complex was built back in the 80s, and it's called the Mooring, and he's always wondered why it was called the Mooring, and he found a picture. He found this picture and had it done. So the mooring, where that complex sits, was a boatyard, a boat storage yard called the Mooring. Mooring storage yard. And yeah, you can actually see the tracks and everything. See the tracks going through where I'm at, and then the boatyard, and this over here would be the field, the King Harbor field, and yeah, a lot of history here. So Stan, you're a stand-up gentleman, and thank you very much. This has been an awesome day out metal detecting to have met you. So thank you very much, Stan. So, yeah, he gave this picture to me. So, yep, this is going to go in my collection. And, yeah. And, very cool. It's not what I expected. But, yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's into the history of everything. And he does, his own research himself, and this is what he found about where he lives, right there. So yeah, that used to be a boatyard, and these were the tracks that were right next to it. So really cool, 100 years of history right here. So let's keep swinging. Let's keep seeing if we can find something cool. So thanks again, Stan. You're an awesome guy. All right. Well, after having that pleasant experience with Stan, another elderly woman walked by, stopped, and threw up her hands, and I went, thinking in my head, oh God, here it comes. And she's all, did you find any gold yet? No, I didn't. Sorry. I'm not digging for gold. I like the old stuff better. It's got a better story to tell, And she's like, you got that right. Gold is not stable nowadays, is it? And I'm going, it doesn't seem to be. So we left it at that. She went on her way. So yeah, another pleasant experience. So yeah, I got that 22 LR shell. Interesting. So y'all remember the whole rimfire? Yep, right over there. Right? Literally, I parked in the same spot I parked to go do the King Harbor field. And, found all kinds of bullets there. I have not found a casing there, though. However, I have found the round itself. Bunches of them. But no casing, so they were obviously they may have been shot from over here. So, who knows? But, yep, 22 LR. Right there. Right in the middle of everything here. So, alright, let's keep going. Beaver tail. Let's keep going. Alright, pulled this out of the ground. It is what looks to be one of the little buttons that a pair of overalls would have latched to. So, I can faintly see some writing on it. But this is the best I can do out here in the field. We'll have to soak that in some lemon juice, see what that says. But who knows? Some kid getting off the trolley right here. Mom holding on to one hand, and kid jumped off and pulled this off of his little overalls he was wearing, and off they went. So yeah. Pretty cool. I'll let you know what that looks like when I'm done cleaning it up. Alright, so I've been finding a lot of pottery and tile and all kinds of stuff. And Stan, who gave me the picture, that's cool. That's cool. Told me over in Manhattan Beach, there used to be a place called Metlock's Potteries. And he informed me that they had a storage facility right there. And all of the broken stuff, they would come here and dump. And I believe it, look, tile. That one's just really cool. Tile. A piece of a cup. Tile everywhere. It's everywhere. I guess this is where they would dump all the broken stuff. So yeah, it's everywhere. Even way up here. So it's right here in the everywhere. All different colors and thicknesses and all kinds of stuff. Huh. That looks pretty. Interesting. You see that? Huh. Wonder what that was. Huh. But yeah, it's everywhere. So apparently Metlocks would use these tracks after the trolley shut down to transport all their stuff from the facility to the storage place. And whatever broke along the way would stay on their little train cars everywhere. I mean, you can't take a step without seeing it. Old Dr. Pepper cap. Whatever broke, they would just leave on the car, stop here, and dump it. So, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Wow. Everywhere. Crazy. Corner tile. Some kind of decorative piece. It's everywhere. That's crazy. So I'm gonna, old piece of glass. I'm gonna swing around this spot for a little bit. See if I find anything. Yeah. Man, if anybody was looking for some old colored tile and pottery to do some mosaic with, this would be the place, man. All different colors. Everywhere. It's everywhere. That's crazy. Brick. So, interestingly enough, another piece of old glass. That Metlock Potteries is now what is called Shade Hotel in Manhattan Beach. And I spent 3 years on that job building that hotel. So it was such a historical site. They pretty much provided most of the tile for all of Southern California. That's how big they were. I mean, look at that piece. You know? The people building the hotel actually saved the sign and incorporated the sign into one of the walls down into the parking structure. So, pretty cool. But yeah, they would transport their stuff to their storage facility over here. And what didn't make it along the tracks on the way back, they dump right here. As you can see, this whole hillside is probably all tile at a certain depth. So, really cool. Alright, well, I'm going to swing around here on this hillside and play with the squirrels, and we'll see if we find anything. Alright, well, since I'm in a new area I've never been, obviously you dig everything. So, had a solid 45 on my simplex and probe it around, and that came up. It looks like it's probably just bling, but just a bling ring. But I found me a ring. Let's see if we... Yeah, looks to be just a bling ring. I see no markings inside it anywhere. But pretty sparkly. It's all there. Probably recently dropped. Now, it wasn't only couple inches down. So cool. All right, ringy. Let's keep going. All right, well, looks like we might have another bling ring right there. Yes, we do. Another bling ring. Oh. Huh. 2 rings in a row. I know it's not pretty. Ring up with 35. I can't really tell. I'll get better closer look at these when I get home. So, yeah. Another little bling ring. Let's keep swinging. Alright, so, yeah. Stan was not joking. I have not dug a hole. I've dug like 6 or 7 holes on this side, and I have not dug one hole that didn't have pottery in it. Look at this thing. I don't know what this is, but interesting. I wonder if this may have been like a tile drying or something like that. Who knows? But I'm gonna keep this and clean it up. Maybe I can use it as a display for something I have. But yeah, dug that out of the ground. Oh, all right. I think I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. All right. Well, looks like I dug up the old screw top off an old toothpaste or something. The old aluminum top. Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. So, alright. On to the next. Alright. Well, I think this is going to be my last hole. Uh, 92 to 94. And that's usually a quarter or a big chunk of lead. So let me tell you, Stan was not joking when he said that Metlock's Potteries would dump their old stuff here. He was not joking. I haven't dug a single hole without finding loads of it. And I think this whole entire hill is built up of it. Alright, well. Alright, let me get it out of the hole, and I'll get right back with you. Or, could be a freaking cat food can, or cocktail weenies. Oh yeah, that was my 92 to 94. I was hoping for a quarter. Not today. Alright. I'm definitely coming back here. For sure. 100%. And, yeah, we will. I mean, I barely even walked in here 20 yards. And I literally only did this side or part of this side and over there underneath the tree. So, like I said, this goes on for miles. So, and it has been an absolutely fantastic experience meeting Stan and meeting that other elderly woman. And yeah, fantastic day. I'm very happy. And I will catch up with y'all at home. And we'll look at the finds. Alright, so back at home. Didn't get very far down the line, man. Found all kinds of stuff, and I'm not even scratching the surface. So, these are our finds for today. This was the last item I found, and it's just full of crap and junk and pull tabs and foil and I don't know, battery on the surface. So I figured, hey, may as well get that out of there. Dug that up. So, yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm going to clean it up and get a better look at it. I have a feeling it's probably some type of like glazing rack or something like that for Metlock's Potteries. And that was the old The first thing I dug, and I don't know what that says, but don't know what it was. I have a feeling it might have been an old spray can. Because look, there's the marble for it. The marble is still in that. So that's what that was. That was an old spray paint can. So since it looks like it says stops rust, I'm going to say Rust-Oleum. So I'm going to get that cleaned up. I'll probably have to put that in some CLR. But that's cool. Frickin' marble is still in it. And for those of you who don't know, nowadays, if you open up a spray can, it will actually have a glass marble in it. Back then, they were clay. Very cool. Super happy to have that. Awesome. Looks like I found a tag to an old part of a tag for an old Craftsman sander. That's what it looks like to me. Dug this up, and I'm thinking this may have been part of one of the trolley wheels, like a hub nut or something like that. I don't know, but it's got a very unique shape. I think I'm going to try and clean it up a bit more and get some more details off of it, but I think that's what that was an old trolley part. Found this. I don't know what that is. I couldn't tell you. But I'm going to keep it, clean it up, and, yeah, I don't know. It's odd. It's so odd. It's brass. It's heavy. Surface find, I couldn't tell you. Some kind of clamp or something. Maybe, clamp to some, on a bicycle. I don't know. An old, Coors beer can. The old beaver tail. Dr. Pepper bottle cap, a beaver tail, and like Stan said, Metlock's Potteries used to dump their stuff there, and let me tell you, that entire little hillside that I was on during the second part of that hunt, I firmly believe that entire hillside is comprised of all pottery. I couldn't dig a hole without digging. I mean, it was just coming out by the shovelful. You know what I mean? By the frickin' shovelful. A little chunk of metal. Pretty big, pretty heavy. But probably something modern. I was actually digging this up when Stan introduced himself. Don't know what it is, but I think I'm going to try and stick it in some vinegar. And, see if we can't get some identifying marks off of that. Beaver tail. Here's the 22 LR. So, there's a rusty old nail. Crusty old clad penny. 2002 dime. The button, I think, might be part of overalls. That's what it looks like to me. Would have been the part the little strap latch clipped onto. And I can faintly see some sort of writing on there, so I'm going to shove that in some vinegar for a few days. Get that cleaned up. The top to some old, might have been toothpaste, could have been something else, I don't know. So here we have the rings. I did actually clean these up. There are no markings on this one at all, but every single stone is still in it, and it's beautiful. I love it. This one, every single little stone is in it. This is a bling ring for sure, but it does have a marking on it, and it says S925. So I believe it is a silver ring that has been copper plated. So to give it that that copper look. So, but yeah, it is stamped S925. So, super happy to find those. And this is the picture Stan gave me. So that little highlighted area, that would be the boatyard where his apartment complex is currently standing. And just below that are the train tracks. The train tracks would be right where I was digging. So it went from Redondo Beach all the way up to El Segundo, probably about 7 miles or so. So I don't think it goes that far anymore, but we're going to investigate it. So very cool. So I think I have a new favorite location. Everybody I've ran into was absolutely spectacular to talk to. No one tried to run me off. And it was a great hunt. And to Stan, if you ever see this, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. And thank you for the picture. That is going to go in my collection. And I'm actually going to write your name and city on the back of it. That's going in my collection. And I will be back. So keep an eye out for me, Stan. I will be back. So, alright. Till the next adventure, keep swinging that thing, digging them holes, and finding that history.